Hello, 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 hello. It's a Saturday. That's not normal. That's not supposed to happen. Saturdays aren't supposed to be the day of the game of the game of the day. The day games are the middle days. But it's a different one today. We're going to work. We game on the weekdays, we work on the weekends, and so we're going to play Stanley's Perambola um super new update edition ultra deluxe just happened. It's supposed to be about the painting Saturn eats his children or whatever. Oh yeah, that's what Saturday's about. Always be children eating if you're Saturn on the weekends. We're gonna get subtitles because subtitles are good. I might have to adjust the audio because I didn't actually audio test this game. I just dumped it down to like 25% just in case there were cool like spoilers. Love to be reading. Until the computer is very visible. What if I just do that? To leave it there, I think. That's good. So the original Stanley Parable, oh, time, hold on. That didn't happen before. We get the exact second. 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Oh, I'm concerned about that smile. But yeah, the first Stanley Parable was like the third game I ever streamed, fourth stream ever, probably like over a year ago. It was a very fun time. Oh. But like, I'm real excited to do it again. I'm excited to see all the new things that they added. I love this gaming so much. Exactly. The end is never, the end is never, the end is never, the end is never.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Let me know if the narrator is at a good
Stanley
audio, by the way. I can turn it up or down.
Where he was
But there are also subtitles in case you need to know it.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk.
Oh my god, Reborn, you've never seen this game?
And he pushed buttons on
This is a game about pushing buttons.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Look at all those numbers. This is exactly like my job in the real life, by the way. Yeah. Everybody press buttons all the time. A video game is just pressing buttons.
Might have considered it soul-rending. Stanley relished every moment.
It's buttons and doors and walking and talking and everything, just like real life.
Exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I would be happy if I was Stanley.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized
game balance
that
is good. Okay, good.
single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company.
Yeah, the narrator's voice is very soothing.
Complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses,
it's a little sad that his desk doesn't have like any decorations whatsoever. Not even like a funky bobblehead or like a picture of his cat or like the plushie of Pikachu. I have to click a thing real quick. There we go. So this is our work. This is where we work. This is file cabinets. I know these. Can I can crouch. Can you not jump? You should be able to jump in this game, right? Achievement unlocked. You can't jump. No, no. We could jump before, I think, right? What happened to jump? Oh no.
No!
Oh no. Every day when I go to the office, I hate undays. Every day when I go to the office in real world, I am constantly absolutely constantly jumping everywhere I go. I like get to the stairs and I just bunny hop up them. I enter the door and I jump over the threshold. I go to talk to my coworkers and I just like hop over to them. So I'm curious. Work seems pretty rad. They encourage hopping there. I remember some of the endings from this game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, do we get to see her?
No matter how hard Stanley looked,
Turn
he
that
couldn't
off.
find a trace of his co-workers.
We have to find, there's a so funny haha 420 desk somewhere. I like work. I just hate my boss. And this cup just says mile. Next room. Yes, next room is the funny 420. Haha. Excuse me. 419. 418. There's the haha funny 420 door.
Stanley went around touching
Let me in.
little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
The narrator's mean. I remember this. I remember the narrator would always pull out that line and be like, Stanley sat and touched everything, even though it didn't do anything, even if we touched like one thing. What are they working on, by the way? How to use help window.exe. Index for using help. Turn that off. Silly Stanley. I miss jumping. Be my Valentine. Surname access. Turn that off. Everybody's just very gone. I hate Mondays. And this person spilled their cup, didn't even clean it. It says, well. Sales in this quarter. This does not make sense. What is that drawing on the board that says no next to it? Projections. Literally nobody in this office uses a coaster. They just leave their cups on chairs. Terrible, horrible.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm not gonna do that.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Perhaps the cup is a coworker. Did everybody get turned into cups? Or is that just the one's like diversity hire? We hired a coffee mug to make us look like a good. That one says wish I was partying. I gotta get in there. They left their computer on, we gotta turn it off. It's a waste of company electricity. We're gonna get an email from corporate that says, our sales are down because bad environment. We need everybody to do their part to reduce costs by turning off your computers and lights when you're not using them. And these people are wasting so much electricity. I love the blue room.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
It's so good. Look at this paper on the ground. What is it about the place?
Yes.
The weeks I've spent here,
really worth it being
they feel
here
like
in the
mere
room.
seconds.
A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
I'm not looking at the chairs or
Really
paintings. I'm
worth
trying
it.
to read this memo. I can't read. Sunk? Sunk
this
by
point,
expectations.
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy.
Please,
and
I'm
reflected
trying to
poorly
read.
on his overall personality.
Hey, Chilfin, welcome in, welcome in. Yeah,
that this
everybody
is
in this
why
office is
everyone
like
left.
ridiculous. They leave their papers on the ground. They leave their cups on chairs and on the floor, and they're messy.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send
Something
him a
to
message.
shout. They might as well not exist. Oh, wait, no. Seconds by extension that feel so short they might as well not exist. It is the nature of the room. It's... Excuse, this is so small to read. They left because they wanted Stanley to clean up their mess. I would do it if I could. Calls to me. Oh, it calls to me. Something of my soul. Something in me. Something for sympathy. And we never... have never decided to... I want to put it... This is so hard to read. Would I say the lounge has spoken to me? Yes, but in a cryptic tongue, created specifically for the very communication? Sound and its purpose. This is like a love letter. Also, they're hungry. This is a love letter to the lounge, which is a pretty good room. We've got the #1 dad mug. The I have money mug. It's probably his I hate Mondays. It'd be my Valentine. And, who farted? You got coffee nut. I love the new mug designs. I don't remember Be My Valentine or, fuel. Is that a coffee ring on the ground?
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing
have
room
money would
and
be a
took
great
the
mug.
first open door on his left to get back to business.
This is how we get to
And so
the
he
broom
detoured
closet,
through
which
the
is my
maintenance
favorite room,
section,
which is where I want to go
walked straight
first.
ahead to the opposite door and got back on track.
We're going here. This is a game where the narrator tells you what to do and then you don't listen.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office.
Hey, Jam,
He
welcome in,
wanted to
welcome in. Or
wander
Fly?
about and
Fly
get
Jam?
even
Jam
further
Fly?
off track.
Flam?
So now in order to get back, he needed to go...
Wait, this isn't the broom closet? Did I get the wrong way? Oh, no, let me back.
From here, it's,
Oh no, for some reason I thought the broom closet was downstairs.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right, my mistake.
We'll find the broom closet. But yeah, this is my work outfit, Flam. This is my work outfit. It's business casual.
Right. What
You have to
was I
listen until you get
thinking?
past the
It's
meeting
clearly-
room. Okay, cool, cool,
Oh
cool.
dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down...
Excuse me,
right,
Mr.
left,
Narrator.
down,
We need to get
left,
out of this room.
right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Turn these lights off. You're wasting your car battery. Your car battery's gonna die, and then you're not gonna be able to start the car, and we're not gonna be able to use it for anything. Upsetting. Do you recommend doing the gaming ending if you know which one that is? Is that a new one?
No. This isn't right at all.
Is there
We're
a
not
gaming?
supposed to
I don't
be
know
here yet.
anything
This is all a
about the new
spoiler.
updates.
Quick, Stanley,
By the
close
way,
your
I
eyes.
barely remember.
Okay. We just have to get back to
Haha, employee 104 got
It's
fired.
all rubbish now.
The blue
whole
door
story
ending. Not
completely
new, but has new
unusable.
stuff. Ooh.
How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
I miss
And
jumping.
this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
I miss jumping.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Does that mean we
What did it
can't go out the
mean?
window anymore?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Because there
missed
was
the
a
memo.
meeting ending, or do we have to like unlock jumping to do that? Hellfire employee. Gotta turn this off. 432 doesn't even have a computer. They literally only have a pencil sharpener. You can go out the window, but you're still in an ending. Oh. Oh, that makes sense. I remember this one. This is in high def now. We can actually read it. Before you can possibly know where to begin your new street vending operation, you first have to get to know your city. I'll use Georgetown as an example in this book, but in order to really get knowledge, it's best to go explore. Let me in the funny 420 number. 432 is a base employee, pencil sharpening 80%. Can we do that? Can we get a pencil and sharpen it? Turn your computer off. Trying to go out the window during this ending has never occurred to you. I mean, it's there. It just doesn't work. That's cruel. That's mean and cruel. Well, that's... Hold on.
Wait, what? No,
that's too many doors.
I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley,
works when you're not in it.
See,
can you just walk up the chairs then?
With all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or a...
Short history of the relations between Poland and Austria-Hungary.
I'm the one who wrote the story.
How did they print out the document with the like red underlines for misspelling? Can you do that?
Come, Stanley. Let's find.
You just walk up the chairs and crouch over the computers? Interesting. All of these go to the same place, I think. I want to go this way. I like this ending. This one's fun. Is this one, was this one the longest ending, not counting the one where you have to stop a baby from going in the
this is the worst
this is a good adventure. Don't say that.
There definitely was a story here before.
I just remember there's an ending where you try to stop a baby from going into the fire, and they want you to do that for like 4 hours.
By starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh, well, there we go. Yeah, that was, I think, the one ending I didn't do from the original game.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Why not just let the baby go? I mean, then it ends and you lose the baby game. The point of the game is to keep the baby on fire. The baby fire is part of the Blue Door gaming ending. Ah.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong.
I can climb on this.
It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Sounds good. Go in here. Go in here. Go over to 420. But the baby game noises are unbearable on purpose. Almost certainly.
Aha! I
we found it.
We'd missed something. The story. Here it comes.
It's the blue room.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
All right, this looks good. Oh. I know this is just paint, but I think it's blood every time I see it, and it's so scary to me.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
This could be part of an office.
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
We did it! We won! I would be jumping if I could.
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Don't let babies touch paint.
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
I worked so hard for this.
Okay, I'm getting
Boss Baby origin story. Boss Baby was forced to... Wait, the paint or the going in the fire? Because, thank you, Nightbot. This is the line one. M doesn't do it. I don't know how to feel
All
about the
right,
line.
I've got a solution.
I do
This
like the
time, to
line,
make
but I
sure we
don't
don't
like
get
the
lost,
line
I've
song.
employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I think the reason I didn't like the adventure line was because it was unbearably loud when it gets to the cool music point. But let's go. Let's follow this line. You have a new favorite character from the new content? Oh, I'm excited. We're so good at this. Look at us follow this line.
The line knows where the story is.
You can lower the music
It's
in
over
settings.
in
I might
this
do that.
direction.
The first
Onward,
time I played
Stanley,
this
to
game,
destiny.
I was not technologically savvy.
Who'd have thought?
I
Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination.
I think it was
even if
literally the
there's no
first
story there?
stream
Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
that I
Simply by
even
the
had
fact
the
of
chat
moving
on stream.
forward, Are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley,
4B
I need
or
to
not
follow this
4B?
train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
That is
Now we can both
the
agree
question.
that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective
Line
experience
is so
of that
mischievous and
existence,
charming.
right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence
Did I
rests
follow it the wrong
inside
way?
of your subjective experience
Am I going
of
backwards?
this office, is this
Oops.
office in fact
I'm going backwards.
the
Okay.
skeleton of my
We'll
own
follow the line.
relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa.
Playing
Hang on.
solitaire on
Got a bit weird
business
back there.
hours. I can't even
Well,
turn
I'd
it
like to
off. Tax
apologize.
invoice.
Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what?
Tax
I think what we need
invoice.
right now is a bit of music to lighten
Oh,
the
here's the
mood.
music. Here we go. Let me know if that's too loud, because if I hit escape, is it gonna like end it? Or will that open the menu? Okay, here we go. We're gonna go audio and down to like 45. That might be a little too quiet. Hold on. We're making this music lovable. Put it at 69, the funny number. There we go. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. This building is kind of huge. Whee! 11. I would jump over that chair if I could. Gotta go here, here, here. That's some kind of mystery. Da da da. Question mark, 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 question mark. Who is number 6 where they get to have their own fancy office with a window and like cool carpeting? This line is going ham. This line is going wherever it wants. One of these doors will open for me, I think. Corporate imbalances, monthly ledgers, financial records, consolidation reports, annual reviews, departmental accounts, personnel files. Don't forget 432 complaint reports. Yeah. Monthly ledgers. There's so many files here. What are these ones in the middle? Can I print or scan? We were supposed to appreciate that at some point.
Wait, cut the music.
Right now is the
Go
point.
back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern
You
will be very
wait, we skipped
important
it? Hold
later in
on.
the story.
We don't need to look
Make
at the fern.
sure
We can
you
find
study
it.
closely and remember it carefully.
Is it in
You
the
won't
other
want to
room?
miss anything.
Oh. Oh, this game is cheating. Oh, this game is mean. Oh, this game is cheating. Good fern. Love it. Look at the textures. How far back can we go? Plankton cheated. It's in the file room? Oh. Annual reviews, consolidation reports, departmental personnel files. Budget analysis. I'm blind. I can't find. Also, they bring the music back. Fern analysis. Where's our file cabinets for fern analysis? For analysis? I like the moss. I like the way it sways ever so slightly. It's supposed to be a hallway in this room that's too long for the room. It's gone now? Oh, tragic. Alright, line still get- wait.
Wait, what? We're back at the office?
Yeah, hold on.
No.
Can we go in here now?
Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley parable, right? The
Oh, maybe
story?
this means we can go find
Is
it.
any of this ringing a bell?
Wait.
Still missing the doors. Did we make a mistake following the line? Perhaps we could have
Yeah,
found the
further
story on
a
our own.
warehouse full of complaints about him. Must be the world's best employee, actually. We can go back to the start. Follow line. It's all the pencil speed runs. Oh. Well, the line goes in there. Wait. Can I get up here? I want to get up here. It's jiggling me. I don't think I can get up there. Oh, hey, look, we're back here.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done
Where's
this to us?
432?
And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you...
At the bottom.
Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Jiggle. Little Jiggle. Little Jiggle is my rapper name.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's
What?
it ever done for us?
Why
We're
would we forget the
intelligent
adventure
people, right?
line?
Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start
Partition
wandering in...
Corp.
Well, I don't know. How about this direction?
I want to go in room 420. I want to go in the funny number room. Can you
Now,
imagine
yes,
getting
this
hired
is
at a company
exciting.
and them
Just
assigning
me and
you
Stanley
the
forging
number
a new
420?
path,
You get to be
a
in
new
office
story. Well,
420.
it could be anything.
And then
What do
you
you
just get
want our
to
story
laugh
to
every day
be?
you come into work
Go
and laugh
wild.
every time you do a work.
Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for
I'm
it.
so ready. God, I wish that were me. Well, the
Oh,
line.
No, not you again.
Welcome back. I
Stanley,
love what you've done
I'd
with the
also like
ceiling.
to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Hello, line. I love you, line. How do I get up there? Can't jump. I just want to jump. Oh, okay.
Ah, a choice. We get to make
I
a
remember
decision.
this room.
From here, the story is in our control. How important
Yeah,
we
this
mustn't
is the
squander
long
opportunity.
ending. I
In
forgot
fact,
about this
believe
one.
I need a minute
I
to
think the first
here.
time we played it, I
Let's walk
accidentally
in
got trapped in
circles
here
for a
like
minute.
5 times.
Okay.
I do love the
so
circle
I know
room.
that each door
Oh.
has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must
I'm
be a
following the
reverse door
clues.
that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking
Can't
the
read
right
any of
door
this, but
lead us to where
1991?
we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all
I
accounts,
wasn't alive
the
in that
door
year.
on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
Enhance, yeah.
Come,
Zoom in.
Stanley.
I
Our
need to know
destiny
company name, tax
awaits.
invoice. The confusing ending.
Hold up, what's this?
Find the line again.
The
Find the
confusion
confusion
ending.
ending schedule.
You're
Fifth
telling me
restart. Narrator forgets
that's
about
what
previous
this is?
restarts.
It's all
Attempts of
one
story
giant
prevented.
ending.
Unable to go anywhere or do anything.
And we're supposed to restart the game what, eight times?
Eighth restart.
That's really how all this goes?
The narrator is
It's
gone.
all
After a long time,
determined?
Stanley dies.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again.
Of the
Then what?
bookstore.
Am I just supposed to forget?
Find a bookstore, get bored, and
Well, what
leave.
if I don't
Narrator
want to
restarts the
forget?
game.
My mind
I want to
goes
go to the black
blank
space.
simply because
I want
it's
to wander in
written
the
here on
blackness.
this thing wall. Well,
You've been playing
you
the confusion
consulted
ending
me.
for
Why don't I get to decide?
18 minutes.
Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to
Summon
forget
Booba,
what's
we can
going
do
on.
that. Yeah.
Like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do
Where's
it.
the
I
where's
won't
the we'll get
do
the
it.
chat booba up. You guys can be in the booba
And
chat.
the timer stopped? Does that mean did we do it?
We did
Did we
it.
break the cycle? The whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know?
Welcome
Will
in,
someone
Hecka.
come
Welcome
for
in,
us?
welcome in, welcome in.
Will something
We're
happen?
playing this game about Office and
So, okay.
whatever's going on here.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination.
They're always
So I
saying
hope that's
that
where
life
we
is a
are right
highway.
now.
I
We'll
want
find
to
out,
ride
won't
it
we?
all night long.
Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Well, Stanley Parable banger. Stanley Parable's such a good game. Is there still the ending where you just like sit in your office for a minute?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
There
to
we
go to
go.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. At first, Stanley assumed he'd
We
broken
did it.
the map.
We
until
went
he heard this
outside.
narration and realized it was part of the game's
Oh, you
design
have to
all
close the
along.
door?
He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video
love
game
to be in the
structure
the
and
void
its
of white.
examination of structural
The white
narrative
void.
tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
This is such a fun and unique
Why don't
place
we
to
take a
be.
minute just to drink it all in?
I love drinking.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No.
Ah, then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question.
Yeah.
What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer?
I'm gonna ace this quiz.
Perhaps
I'm gonna
you
get
never
100%.
would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option?
Yes.
Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer?
Did it be
How
even
long
better?
will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration?
5 minutes.
And this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones.
so lucky
Though
one?
if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's
You're
listening to this
so
is
tantalized.
lucky.
This is the most
Well,
tantalizing
now,
I've ever
I've
been.
built up the other options so
In.
much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Reborn becomes Tantalus. Reborn becomes Tarantulas. So should I reset? Or should we just sit here forever? Oh. I standing on something? Oh, I just climbed back in the window? Oh! I get up there?
No!
Let me up, let me up, let me up. I'm clicking with all of my heart. Okay. Begin the game again. Begin again.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I was
What
gonna
could it
say, it's
mean?
supposed to give
Stanley
us,
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
it's supposed to give us funny
At first, Stanley
achievements, I
assumed he'd
think, when we
broken
get
the
an
map,
ending, but because
until
I
he heard this
played the
narration and
original
realized
one,
it was
does that
part of the
mean
game's design
we
all
already have
along.
those
He
achievements?
then
But it's a
praised the
separate
game
game
for
on
its insightful
Steam.
and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination
There are only
of
a few
structural
achievements.
narrative tropes. So,
I guess
now
it
that you're
didn't.
here,
For
what
some
do you
reason, I
think?
thought
Isn't
that
this
it
a
like gave
fun
you an
and unique
achievement when you
place to
reached an
be?
end, so you could know,
Why
like,
don't you
aha,
take a
okay, I've
minute
gotten
just
the
to drink
ending.
it all in?
The only
Okay,
ending-based
I'm
achievement is
over
one
it
where you
now.
listen to the
What do you
narrator.
think?
All the
You
others
sick
are
of this
random.
gag yet?
All right, let's see what happened.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want.
Okay.
Like right now.
Like right now.
You could have done it just then.
We coulda.
Now would also be an appropriate time to quit.
It's true.
Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm
I
enjoying
wish this
what
was my
seems to
job
be
in
an
real life.
internal
I would like to
conflict
climb
going
out the
on
window
where you
into
are
the
literally
void.
unable to act on your own desires to
Instead, I
restart
think
the
the windows
game.
don't even
So,
open at my
just to push
office.
the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable
Though when
as
I work from
possible
home,
and see how
technically
long
my
you can
home is the
maintain.
office and those windows open. Oh.
There once was a man named Stanley,
Oh.
who people considered so manly. But the
They don't
truth
open to
must be
prevent stuff
told,
like this from
he was
happening.
not very old and
I
was
could find a way to
quite
open those windows.
particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons.
I love buttons.
He pushed them like some kind of glutton.
Every day of my life, I am pushing
Did it all
buttons and
day
flipping
in a
switches.
meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite
Is there a void outside your window? You didn't think so?
And if
There
you
might
are
be.
not
I've never
strong
tried climbing
and
out.
keep playing along, you too will
The window is
become
closed right
quite
now, so like,
unbearable.
it might be.
You too will become quite unbearable.
Thank you, narrator. That was beautiful. What a nice tune. I could live in this room. This hurts my eyes to look at. Love me a limerick, though. Alright. Now we definitely gotta get to the broomed closet.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Broomed closet time. Broomed closet is my very best friend.
Stanley went
here's
around
the
touching
thing.
every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference.
We gotta put
Nor
inputs.
did it advance the story in any way.
I remember that from the first game.
When Stanley came to a set of two
Got
open
it.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
413, that's the home just stuck number.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
Weekly
hoping he
targets,
might find
admin,
an
marketing
answer there.
Mondays, termination Tuesdays. Wait, is marketing? Oh. Why did they put? It's upsetting to me that they have the days of the week on the up-down axis and the times on the other one. They should do it the other way because I say so. We're broke Wednesday. Pranking floor meetings. What to do about 432. Wait, is 432 the one that had just the pencil sharpener at their desk? Don't tell 432 about the meeting. Office party on Friday at 4 p.m. 432 is the pencil guy who moved my desk. Not cost efficient. The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. Complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda, reflect. Employee 417, 491, 431, 405, 416, Jim. Thank you, Fly. Yeah, they should flip it. Times should be up to down and days of the week should be on the top from left to right. What are your dreams for the future? Tips for getting not fired. Talk less, do unbelievably amazing work all the time every day with no expectation of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. I do this. Let a ball beside you. Take it up passive aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Profits, profits, profits. Target demographic teenagers. Ooh. I know an extension list when I see one. I can't read those though. Throw something in the ideas bin. No more bins. Trash cans. Renaming of the idea bin. Fixing. Firing of me? Don't fire me. We need hopeless reviews. 402 and 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule, but I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net, some sort of child trap. I really want to know what this business does. Synergize core values, expenditures, shift global market, parad, monetize free to play. Are they an app company? Broom Closet! Yes, yes, yes. I love it.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Close the door. I want to live in here. Thank you.
There was nothing here.
I don't think this business knows what it does. Business thing.
Just an empty broom
In the business
closet.
of corporate synergy, there is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rolls of duct tape and a broom.
Baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet.
The janitor bucket, my favorite. I love this little slippily man on the side.
He'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Look at that wrench. The cable is clipping through the metal base. Bucket, I love Bucket.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
I am. I love it in here.
Doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation.
All the things you could fix. Look at that. There's.
Confused.
Is that twine? Or is it copper wire? It's radioactive apparently.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past
I love this room with all of my heart. It's my favorite room. I want those pliers. I want that
because literally this
thing.
Is of absolutely no significance.
Look how shiny those pliers are.
Whatsoever.
Is that a nail gun? Or is that like a
mention it.
drill with the head missing? Maybe a glue gun with no glue sticks in it?
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend,
Radioactive
you'll say,
copper
"Oh,
twine.
Did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my
Did you get the broom
favorite."
closet ending? It's my
I hope
favorite.
Your friends find this concerning.
I love the broomed closet.
Stanley was fat and ugly
Whoa.
and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
Mean.
That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is
Did
addicted
you get the
to
broom
drugs
closet
and
ending? I
hookers.
did. It's so good. I love the broom closet ending.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system.
I don't think that can
and
happen.
You collapsed on the keyboard.
I don't have a
Well, in
central
situation
nervous
like
system.
this, the responsible thing is to alert someone
I have
nearby
copper twine
so
inside
as
of
to
me.
ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological
could jump.
vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place,
Look at that light bulb
making
on a
sure
string.
they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
The narrator isn't human. The narrator is technology, I think. I like how this He's a game designer. He's game. He game. I like how there's like cardboard here to let you know that this was wobbly and they put cardboard under it to fix it.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you too.
I love it in here.
Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids.
I love this room.
Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls
I love
to.
this room. I
A
love
fish,
this room.
Fungus. Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky.
Look at this
I'll just
wrench.
be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
And the twine. And the duct tape, how it's perfectly balanced. When I was in middle school and or high school, I made a duct tape ball. And like that was it. I just had it. Duct tape is so heavy. You make a duct tape ball that's like the size of a grapefruit and you expect it to be the weight of a grapefruit, but it's the weight of like probably like 40 grapefruits. Love to see low poly duct tape representation. Beautiful. I don't ever want to leave. But I think we have to. If I go out here, they're gonna close me off. How would duct tape grapefruit taste? I think it would be like a fruit roll-up, but grapefruit flavored, but also it would be like extra sticky. People only refer to this as one of the endings because the narrator jokes about it. I
Coming
guess.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That's a really good picture of a cat on a motorcycle. Hi, Lonnie. I wrote this in first period and left it in your locker on the way to school. It's what all the cool kids are doing. I've decided. Say black and black? Or words are bitch? Words are back? Words are back, folks. Here's an idea for something to trend. Words are bitch. Cool kids moment. Hey, this is a good idea without all the cool kids. Oh no, what all the cool kids are actually doing is stand by each other. I guess this is so hard to read. Can I like get real close to the screen? What the cool kids are actually doing is sending each other pages On their beeper. Kids got beepers? But we're cooler than them because guess what? They can't put this on a beeper, and then they drew the cool cat. So I can read this text if I put my face right up next to the screen, but I can't put my mic next to my face if my face is next to the screen.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
I'm not crazy.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
It makes perfect sense.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Banana.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Banana.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
This can't be real. This is all too
strange. He came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming!
I'm dreaming!
He yelled.
This is all a dream!
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally
This is so
found an answer,
strange.
an explanation.
This is exactly what
His
my normal...
coworkers
When I
were
have to go into the
actually
office
wrong.
on Thursdays,
He
this is
wasn't
what
going to lose his
happens. I have to wake up
job. He
extra
wasn't
early and
crazy
drive
after
there
all.
and get there early.
He thought to himself,
Because when I
I
walk in the
suppose
door
I'll
and try
wake
to
up
get to my
soon.
desk, I
I'll
go
have to
through
go
like
back to my
the
boring real-life
recursive
job
looping
pushing buttons.
rooms.
I may as well enjoy
And it
this
does
while
take
I'm
like a
still
hot
lucid.
15-20 minutes to get out of
He
those.
imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the
Fly
ground.
time!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field.
Stars,
And
stars,
it
stars,
too
stars,
appeared.
stars.
It was so much fun.
Whee!
And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all
Do you
entered
guys
Stanley's
ever lucid
One, he was
dream?
amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
I have never had a
Why
lucid
is
dream.
there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
The closest I ever
Now
got
the voice was describing itself being
was
considered by
I grind my
Stanley,
teeth when
who
I
found it
sleep.
particularly
So
strange.
I get a lot of
I'm
those like
dreaming
teeth
about a
crumbling
voice
dreams, which I hate so
describing me,
much.
thinking about how
You've
it's
half
describing
lucid
my
dreamed
thoughts,
once.
he thought. And while he
Was
thought
it like
all
you
very
realized it was a
odd,
dream
and
but you
wondered if
couldn't
this
control
voice
it,
spoke to all
or you
people in
could
their
control
dreams?
it but
The
didn't
truth was
realize
that,
it
of
was a
course,
dream?
This was not a dream. How
Controlled
could
the
it be?
dream but on accident.
Was Stanley
I'm
simply
so mad
deceiving
because
himself, believing that if he's asleep,
I
he
had one of
doesn't
those
have to
tooth
take
crumbling dreams. My
responsibility
teeth
for
were all
himself.
crumpled, and I was like,
Stanley
I
is as
hate this.
awake
This is
right
the
now
worst.
as
Wait a
he's ever
second.
been in his life.
I've had teeth crumbling dreams
Now,
before.
hearing
Maybe
the
I'm in a
voice
dream right
speaking
now.
to
Let
her
me
was quite
pinch my
shock to
cheek, and if it
Stanley.
hurts, it's not a
After all,
dream.
he knew for
And if
certain
it doesn't hurt,
that this was in fact
then
a
it
dream. Did the voice not see him
is
float
real.
and make the magical
Wait, no, the
stars
other way
just a
around. If I
moment
pinch my
ago?
cheek and it
How
doesn't
else
hurt,
would
it's a
the
dream.
voice
If I pinch
explain
my
all
cheek, it
that?
hurt, it's
This
real.
voice was a part of himself too.
And then I
Surely,
pinched my
surely,
cheek,
if he
and
could just
I could feel it. It hurt.
He
It
would
hurt my
prove it.
cheeks. And
He
then I
would
was like,
prove
damn,
that
I guess
he
this
was
is
in
real life and my
control,
teeth are gone because
that
they
this
crumbled
was a
into
dream.
nothingness.
So he closed his
And then
eyes
I woke
gently,
up and I was like, what
and
the
he
fuck? I
invited
did the
himself
pinch
to
trick and
wake
it
up.
didn't even work. I felt
He
the
felt
pinch
the
and it
cool
wasn't
weight of the
even
blanket
real.
on his skin, the press of the
Hacks,
mattress on his
cheating,
back,
dreams, cheating.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up,
Let me wake
he
up.
thought to himself. I'm through
Also,
with
thank you
this
for the
dream.
booba, strawberry.
I wish it to be over.
Dreams are too wild. You don't need
Let
to
me go
control
back to
them.
my job.
I
Let me
have
continue
a
pushing
very
the
hard
buttons.
time telling my
Please.
dreams apart from
It's
reality
all
when
I
I'm in the
want.
dreams.
I want my apartment and my wife.
I want my
my
Stan, please
job.
married.
All I
Oh, we
want
have
is
to
my
see our
life
wife.
Exactly the way
We have
it's
to see our
always
beautiful
been.
mannequin wife.
My life is normal.
Barely remember any of your
I am
dreams. Too
normal.
small sample size.
Everything
I'm a
will
light
be
sleeper
fine.
and I wake up very easily. And so if
I
I wake up in the
am
middle of a dream, I will remember
okay.
it. And sometimes I will wake up multiple times. And each time I go back to bed, it's a different dream.
Stanley began screaming.
Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley.
Please, someone wake me up.
I
My
have
name
a
is
boss,
Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office.
I
I'm
am
real.
Please, just someone tell me I am real.
I'm real,
I
I'm
must
real,
be
I'm real,
I
I'm
must
real.
Be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who
I'm
am
real.
I?
I'm real. I'm real.
And everything went black.
Ooh. A lot of time you have dreams about waking up from a dream and then thinking you're awake. You wake up for real. You
This is
understand
the
that you
story of a
bamboozled
woman
yourself.
named Mariella.
Whoa. Oh, right. I remember this
Mariella
part.
woke up on a day like any other.
Mariella,
She
true protag
rose,
of this
got
story.
dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Her head looks
But
like
on
a
this
bird from the
particular
top.
day, her walk
Like
was
an owl,
interrupted
like the
by
back of an
body
owl,
a man
perhaps.
who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself,
Love
and
Mariella.
then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance,
Can't wait
for
to
just
see her
a few
backflip
brief
away.
moments,
Go,
she
Mariella,
considered
go.
the strange man.
Start doing
He was
flips.
obviously crazy. This much she knew.
I don't think I've
Everyone
ever
knows what crazy people look
woken
like.
up from a
And in
dream
that
and
moment, she
like
thought to herself how lucky
realized
she
like,
was to
oh,
be
I was
normal.
dreaming before
I
and
am
now I'm
safe.
not.
I am in
But I
control
did
of
have
my
a dream where
mind.
somebody hit me really
I
hard with a
know what is
baseball
real
bat and
what
I
isn't.
passed out
It
in
was
the dream
comforting
and
to
then I
think
woke
this,
up again
and
in
a
the
certain
dream.
way, seeing this man made her feel better.
And that was a wild
But then she
experience.
remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day.
Like
The very
passing out in a
important
dream
people
and then
whose
waking up in a
impressions
dream
of
and being
her
like,
would
wow, I
affect her
blacked out
career,
there.
And by extension, the rest of her life.
Time skip in a dream. It's
She had no
very,
time
very
for this.
strange.
So it was only a moment that she stood there, staring
Also,
down at the
Mariella, are you
body.
okay? Have you
And
called
then
the
she
amber
turned
lamps
and
yet?
ran.
The end is never, the end is never, the end is never, the end is never.
I can't wait to tell this story to my
Oh, we're
coworkers.
still in
Stanley
it.
Thought how amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought
It's
everyone
gonna be
had gone
so
missing.
funny. Stone Cold Mariella. Endings. Let me in, let me in, let me
Stanley
in.
went around touching every little
I didn't
thing
touch
in the office.
everything
but
in
it
the
didn't
office.
make
I
a
touched
single
one.
difference, nor did it advance the story
I
in
gotta
any way.
Do that. And turn that off. New content. I want new content.
Oh, new content?
New content.
What does that mean, new content?
I want it. What is it? What is this? Hello? Oh wait, if we can't jump, then we can't, can we not jump off the, like, elevator? Or can we just walk?
And thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Just like Disneyland.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success,
Oh.
it was expanded upon in 2022
Wow.
with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a
That's
reimagining
really
of
hard.
the
The
game for
narrator's
consoles
stupid. New
and
content
home
is new content.
computers.
Obviously.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley
Whoa.
Parable, delighting audiences
More?
the world over. Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
I want to see.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Me too. 5th Annual Subcommittee Meeting of Internal Revenue Analysis for Committee of the Royal Revenue Discussions Club. Number 3. Dude, I am so wasted right now. Hereby the following members approve this statement. I'm loving this new content. What's that? Is that just pictures of chairs? Tables? Tables? This game's got tables in it now? Tables, please.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet,
Tables,
but I'm
please.
sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Tables, please.
Is it broken? What's going on here?
Table.
Should we...
Tape.
Should we be moving somewhere or...
Oh, there we go.
There we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's
Tables,
on to
please.
the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
I want tables. Tables.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious.
Tables,
It's as if
tables.
Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Give me the content. Tables would be so good. Whoa. Wait, yeah. Jump,
All right.
jump, jump,
All right. Let's
jump,
see it.
jump.
The jump
Yes, yes,
circle?
yes, 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 yes. Oh, I'm jumping. I'm jumping. I'm jumping. We could do it. We could jump. We could spacebar and jump. Got it.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content.
Can't jump
There
anymore.
has to be something else, right?
Yeah. Oh. My jumps. I want to jump. Please. 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 Spacebar. Jump. Crying. I'm crying about jumps. I'm crying and so sad about jumps. I jumped too many times. I wanted more jumps. All I wanted was to jump.
Goodness.
All I wanted
Another
in life was
elevator.
to jump.
Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
I'm gonna
It's
need
just
another circle. I'm
elevators
gonna need
and
another circle so
jumping.
we can do more jumps.
Is this what passes for exciting new content? If
It was
this is
very
new
exciting to
content,
jump,
then
actually.
I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's
Ooh.
20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box.
Let's
the
hear it.
Stanley Parable
1,
Ultra Deluxe,
2,
now with
3,
over 1,000
4,
hours
5,
of new content.
6,
and if
7,
oh, wait,
8,
there's more.
9,
Very good.
10,
Yes.
11,
I
12,
knew there had to be something
13,
else.
14,
Let's see it.
15,
I'm ready for
16,
whatever it is.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32,
That's it.
33, 34,
Oh, you've gotta
35,
be
36,
kidding me. You see,
37,
Stanley,
38, 39,
This is what happens
40,
when greedy
41,
video game developers
42,
with no
43,
respect
44,
for their fan base
45,
rush a cheap
46, 47,
expansion
48,
to market
49,
for no reason
50,
other than to make an
51,
easy dollar.
52,
and don't get me started
53,
on the level of
54,
craftsmanship that's
55,
gone into
56,
it. In fact,
57,
I'm looking
58,
right now at the
59,
game's achievements, and it's hard
60,
to believe one of them
61,
actually says
62.
Test
We're counting to
achievement,
a 3
please
trillion.
ignore.
63,
What quality assurance department signed off on
64,
this?
65,
I'm
66,
infuriated and I'm
67,
offended.
68,
and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them
69,
personally accountable.
70.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such
I
expectations.
love to be counting.
If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game? And
Something
we'll
about
try
the
to get
office
back to
building
what the
indoor bridge.
Stanley
You like that it's
Parable is
there.
really about.
The inside of
No
this
frills,
office
no
is
gimmicks.
absolutely
Just you
wild.
and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
We're friends? Friendship? This is new. What's going on? I was really focused on counting. I didn't actually hear anything of what the narrator said in that new content room other than like he was so excited that he was like hyping it up.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
No new content? Is this not new content? Where are we going? I want more jump circle, I think.
I remember how cheap
Oh,
and
no
unsatisfying
new content if
new
you're not
Ultra
paying
Deluxe
attention.
Content turned
That's
out
true.
To be. Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I
Better.
made something special and tucked it away here where the game's
I
developers
want to see
won't find
narrator's
it.
secret.
Just our little secret. Take a look.
I'm looking. Benton. Just what? Is this a temple? Is this Elden Ring?
That's right. I'm
Just what? Breath of the Wild? This is just like Among Us in real
I
life.
call it the memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the
just
peak
like Elden
experiences
Ring.
of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Wow. Look at the birds. Look at all that nature. When is Garmboff the Grand gonna come get us? Bird. What do we got over here? A babsket? A felitone? What do you think in the basket? Bread? Apples? A babby? Triangle house? No way. Look at it. It's shaped like a Dorito. Or perhaps a D4.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory
Zone,
zone remind
sweet
you of how
zone.
wonderful Stanley
I remember
Parable
that.
was before it was solid with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013,
Don't forget.
when the game originally launched?
The greatest
Back then,
wealth is
video
memory.
games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
Did it?
Oh, the waste.
Time. Indoors monthly. What wallpaper should I put in my kitchen? Shapes. Ooh, I want to read the Shapes edition. Is the cone the new triangle? How I kicked my ugly pentagon habit. They spelled habit with 2 B's. That's not it. Illegal cubes and how to spot them. Exclusive. Lenny Smith talks about his new box. Just like Minecraft. Graphs. How to be a good quarterly percents. Can you say things without putting them in graphs? National Geographic and Cargo Operator's Manual. Your comprehensive resource for using the cargo lift. Living the cargo life. Collector's Edition. The award they win. Stanley Parable, The Last of Us category. Minecraft players campaign to legalize cubes. I've never seen a legal cube before in my entire life. Look at that, we're part of the museum. This is Stanley. Stanley's spot for Stanley. Stay behind the velvet ropes, please. Nobody touch Stanley. Let's begin again. Mind control facility. Good times. What kind of postcards do you think we can get? I remember. Memory zone temp. Our first kiss, my first car, the release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. Wow. I don't remember that. Trip down memory lane. Here's a disc through the soundtrack. Smile because it happened. This is probably the first dollar that was ever spent on Stanley's Parable. Go outside, don't play for 5 years. I never got that one, but like I had Stanley Parable for probably 5 years before I played it, but because I never booted it up for the first time, I never got that achievement. Mr. Krabs dollar. Exactly. Unachievable, you can't get it. Wow. Nominee. New video game releasing today. 50% off designer hat, but a small creature owns the other half. Oh, I remember that memory. We just saw it. That's Marielle. We know her. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. We can have a nice sit on these benches. Actually, no, we can't. I remember that memory. Oh. Is this French?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com.
How do you review a
Jane
game like
Stephanie
Stanley
Sterling writes,
Parable?
and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created."
Wow.
Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created.
That's all
how
of 'em.
grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing.
I don't think it was that.
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just
Are
a
you
husk
okay, narrator?
now. A lifeless husk.
It's the
with
same as
an hour
games.
of new elevator content.
The elevator content was good. Perhaps its closest cousin would be Dear Esther, where Dear Esther waves the form of interactive entertainment. Stanley Parable uses and subverts it. Wow. I want to go in there. That's the blankest paper I've ever done seen. The tasteful nostalgic. It was good. It was good. Person of the year. Is that us? Is that Stanley? Oh, look, that's Stanley and Marielle, the two characters of the game. We can see birds again? What do you think those are? Hawks?
Here's
Kites,
another moving
eagles,
passage, this time from
vultures.
GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games
9.
and one that offers some of the most
Chirpers.
enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content.
Perfect.
It just needed to be left alone.
Bicycle.
To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Pairing snake oil salesman. Road-eyed? This bike was not in the first Stanley's salesman. Oh, that's the two doors of Red Door, Blue Door. We know them. Serious room. From Raphael Parable trailer? Oh. I want to go in the serious room.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on.
Drink.
I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
The serious room is if you hack the game to allow console commands. Oh yeah.
Oh, God, no.
You could get an
Stanley,
ending
it's a
if you did
collection of reviews
something
from
funky with the
Steam,
source
online
files.
video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years.
Oh no.
I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Uh-oh. For infinity years. Oh yeah. Recommended?
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious
Whoa.
and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating
Harsh
than
review.
entertaining. Unfunny? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art.
Funny.
I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights
Hello?
that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
That's your review. Unfunny. I'm gonna sit here and enjoy the rain for a hot second, because I can't remember the last time I've seen or touched rain. Or smelled rain. I miss the rain. It's my favorite flavor of weather. Rain smells so nice, honestly. Rain on, like, concrete. Rain on that hot asphalt. Such a good smell and flavor. Not recommended. Oh. Thumber, my best friend Thunder and Lightning. I like the wet dirt, not really the rain smell. Wet dirt also good.
Okay, let's see what this one says.
Here we go.
While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
Wait.
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me.
Did this person only play
to be honest,
like one
I have
ending?
always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse.
I like how it puts their actual like
know how much fluff I
Steam
cut
name
from
on
the game
here.
to get it to feel as light and airy as it. Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have
Played
to
3
hold
hours,
on
so you
to.
hope it's not one ending.
These
Oh, that's
black marks
true.
are my otherwise unimpeachable
We did
track
all
record.
when I streamed we did
feel
all the endings in
like
like
a
3 or
failure.
4 hours.
Like I let these people down.
They
Perhaps the Stanley
took
Parable
3 hours
isn't
to
quite as
get
sterling as I
the
always
ending where they just
remembered.
listen to the narrator the whole time. They're just really slow about it. Like at the docs ending, where it tells you their Steam profile so you could go spam them and be like, you did it wrong. You played the game bad. I missed the rain already. You got the new content in this game and most of the original endings in about 4 hours. Yeah.
What's this one got to say?
Cookie
You
9.
constantly have to stop doing anything.
Actually, now that I think about it, you think these are real people? Or did they, like, make up fake names for them?
Happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not
Why
if
is
it
the
means we
ground
can strike
wobbling?
These negative reviews from the record. Only
Oh,
positive
hello?
reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto.
Wow.
I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip
Wow.
button we shall have.
Wowder. Ooh, a button.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no.
Let's
The
just have a
Stanley
sip.
Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's
Why would
what
you
they're
ever
going to
skip a
get.
narrator?
Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up.
I'm not gonna
Here,
do it.
We'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices are what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is,
And
so on and
therefore.
so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until
10,000?
just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment
Quality
before
gibberish,
lunchtime.
honestly.
Can't be. It's the only
I wish
thing
this
there
was my
is.
job
How
to
many
narrate
billions
things
left
and just
until
go on
so
rants?
much more than forever ago, which is why I say... The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming
Oh,
it
and
is,
here it has
so
looped.
on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so,
see.
now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have...
Thank you, Nightbot.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of
Interesting.
unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations.
There's
on
a
the
lot
nature
of looping
choice
dialogue in
video
this set.
games.
Okay.
Of course, I happen to
I'm
believe
assuming it's
it
just
was
gonna loop
perhaps
again
one of
and
my
again until
more
we just
profound
keep pushing the skip button.
ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description
But
of
I
it,
do wanna
but
hear
if
it.
I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
Could be a manifesto.
Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice.
That makes sense.
That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being,
Yeah.
then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been?
Yeah, yeah,
making
yeah.
every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once.
I think it
That
is
you are
both of those things
making
and
choices
more.
and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same
Is this
time.
therapy?
By virtue of the fact that you both are and are not.
Is the
making them.
narrator doing a
Okay,
therapy on us
first,
right now?
I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it.
Treatise.
But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history.
The
Ambitious
mouthfeel.
history, if you will. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto.
Stanley.
Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable
That's
strategy,
actually a really good
Stanley.
strategy.
It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations.
Manifesto?
All right.
Treatise.
Here we go.
Manifesto?
Treatise.
Manifesto? Treatise.
Treatise.
Manifesto. Treatise.
Treatise.
Manifesto. Treatise.
Treatise.
Manifesto.
Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button.
I love the
minute I
button.
start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this.
Yeah, Cookie 9.
And whether they'll edit
love the button?
rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place.
I think you can
I
edit
guess
them.
I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I
That's
have
not
to
what time
imagine
it is.
that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability
Only
to
Cookie
change
9
their
gets to
review,
edit.
so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines
Beneficial.
of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity
from the ashes.
rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time.
How many
The
people do you
additions and
think went on
changes made to
Steam
this
and wrote this
expansion
exact
will surely
dialogue as their
resonate in
review?
the annals of the history of all media ever made. It is perhaps
It's gotta
true
be
to
more
say
than one,
that
right?
no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment. You are not beyond redemption. You may change.
You are not
and
beyond
you may
redemption.
become more, so much more than you were before.
You
if there is any
are
message to be taken from the Stanley
valid.
Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this. What a fortune, a privilege, a joy it is to have had such an experience. It leaves me hopeful that as a community, as a world, there is time for us to become our greatest selves, as great as we ever could dream of in our wildest, most ambitious visions for a brighter future. Wow. Now, Stanley, that's a review. It's perfect. It's the perfect review. It's the review I've always
Perfect review.
dreamed of receiving. I have to read it again. It's simply too wonderful.
We need
I have to
inspirational music. Can we get the
experience
line back?
Just one more time.
We need the
From
line
the
music back.
ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How?
What?
Okay, welcome back, Stanley.
We're
Now,
back.
I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe
Oh.
30, 45 minutes. It's not unendurable by any means, but it's...
That's not
well,
what time
there's
it is
really
now.
only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye
took the
to it
door.
and just... Wait, how do we get out
They
of
took
here?
the door.
Where did the door go?
Where did the door go?
Wasn't there a door that led into
They
this
took
room?
the door.
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before.
Narrator, they
How
took the
else
door.
would we have gotten into the room in the first place?
Hello?
I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or
Door?
a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole?
Uh-oh.
A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I
Door?
want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was.
There was a door.
Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a
I'm
wall?
trying.
Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave?
I'm trying.
Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here.
I'm trying.
We need a door. We need a door of
We
some
need a
kind.
door.
I can work with
We
any
need a
kind of
door.
door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a
Screwdriver.
way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip
I'm
button.
gonna push the
Please,
skip button.
please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it?
Yeah.
Yes, good. I'll be right back. Stanley! Stanley!
That's us.
Stanley, please don't push the button again.
12
It's been
hours?
12 hours! You've just been frozen there. I don't know why
That's
the
not what
skips are
time it
getting
is.
longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone.
Where
I've
door?
looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking
love the
and
push
thinking,
button.
and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback.
Simply,
Why was it so important
if
for
someone
me
says
to
something
fix
to
the
you and
problem?
you don't like it,
Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much
forget
to
it
me? I've never
immediately,
even
and
met
then
Cookie
you
Nine.
never have to worry about it
I have
again.
no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my
Button
imperfections,
pressing is so
and I
fun.
become as impetulant as a child.
You like push a
wild
little
and
clicker
impulsive.
and
I
then
can't
a
help
thing
myself.
happens usually.
I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose
Self-preservation.
benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone.
It's
And I have the
fine.
power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue.
So I'm
All out of
very
my control
curious.
now. Just you.
If you
Just your decision.
don't
as to
push the
exactly when
button
you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I
and
don't doubt
wait
it.
like 12
Surely
hours.
you'll
No,
press
they
the
wouldn't do
button
that.
again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your
Because when this
own
clock matches
desire
real time,
to
I'm
see
assuming
what's
is when we
next
get to
ahead
leave.
of my need for company, for companionship.
Surely you'll not be
Yeah, you have to
moved
push
by
the
my
button. I was gonna say, like, if you
hours
just
of
wait-
fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here.
You
Oh,
okay?
no. I know you too well. You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God.
Yeah, we're not done with
And
skipping.
It's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore
I was
the
gonna say,
negative feedback.
if you just waited for the clock to catch up
Oh,
with real
Stanley.
time, but then I realized if the clock is also
back.
going in real
Oh,
time, then real
goodness.
time will be
I have
progressing
someone to
forward
talk
and you will
to
never
again.
catch up.
Stanley, I think it's been a week.
A week?
Or 2 weeks.
Oh no.
I've been sitting here all that time. Just
I have to
sitting
water this
here,
plant.
Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been.
Is that what
right?
time it is?
Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a
I think
vessel
this is
through which
therapy,
my
but for the
words were
narrator.
moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley.
Narrapy.
Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe,
I want to
Stanley,
push this
maybe
button
if you
so
can hear
bad.
me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction.
Narrator
Was
real?
I scared of that
Confirmed?
all along? Perhaps.
Not
Yes.
clickbait?
Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you
simply
press
get
that
good.
button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously
Don't you
far away.
understand
And in those moments,
the philosopher-
emptiness folds itself outward in
It's clickbait
between
because
the
they're baiting
two
you
of
into
us.
clicking the button. Oh
I am
shit, clickbait
suspended
real.
in its unyielding quietness. I can
I
feel
think,
the edges
therefore
of
I
my
am,
reality
and you were the
curving
only thing that you
inward
can
and
prove in this
decaying.
world to
I
truly
can
exist,
tell that I am
because
becoming less and less
everything
real.
else could just be a
Yet
figment of
speaking
your
to you now,
imagination.
I am alive.
But the fact that you were
I
thinking
am
means the
truly
fact
and
that you are
completely
here now.
I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to.
You don't
I
need
am
somebody
being
to listen to,
recognized.
'cause maybe the person you
emptiness
think is
between us
listening
has
to you is
collapsed,
also fake.
And I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see
No.
what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I
feel
can sense the
rejuvenated.
looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread
It's
it
true, we'll do
strokes
it.
in my heart to think of it, to think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run
This
from
is like a guided meditation podcast. Sit on the floor, think of nothing, push the button. 30 years have passed. The narrator has gotten a new job.
Hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome.
Oh.
I have had time to think about you and about us and about
Clock broke.
everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year.
Plant
Have
broke.
you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life.
Whoa.
All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly
glad the
rich
sprinkler system's still
wellspring of both
online.
delight and disgust.
Or is that a camera?
Simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long.
There could
Have we been
be no
squabbling?
one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines,
Yeah.
and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible.
Now you
The
understand time
spaciousness,
travel.
the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have
Fun
ever
fact, you
known
cannot
crept
change
into my
the future
mind.
because the
And it
future
is
doesn't
this
exist until it
sensation
becomes
that
the
I have been
present, and as soon as it
experiencing
becomes
now
the
for
present,
longer
it
than
is
I
what it
could have
is.
ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you
Also,
to feel afraid as I do,
philosophy number
that
2.
perhaps one day this state
It does
of
it
mind will
really?
consume
Does the
you
existence
as
even
well.
really matter?
Perhaps you
Does
will
it matter if
somehow,
everything
in some
exists or
way,
doesn't
have to
exist?
live as I do now, and I wish for
Is
you
it not
to know
enough
how
to
excruciating it is,
just
and
accept
for
the
you to
world
be
for
in
as it
true
is,
terror of its
whether it exists or
eventual
not?
arrival.
Does
If
everything need to
I
be
can
significant?
only
Does
do
anything
this,
need to be
only
significant?
This one thing,
Can
perhaps it
perhaps
will bring me the
we just
smallest
eat
moment of peace
a
in the
quesadilla?
darkness.
And be like, that's a flavor. Who cares if it's real? I like to exist because you can push button. Exactly. Clock still broke. Fan makes scary sound. Sprinkler system is still online, which is good. Oh no. Smoke alarm. How did the clock fall off wall? If a fire breaks out, it's not safe. It's not safe to be in here when fire will burn to death. Or to life. I can use this ladder to climb to the fire and take the babbery out and put in new babbery. And it'll be real good. So dangerous.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant
Are
to
you
have a point. It
still
was meant to
concerned
speak to
about-
the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned. They screamed. They gnashed their teeth
Really?
and said, "Entertain us." It
Cookie
wasn't
Nine
enough. They had
has
to
got
leave
you
a
that
pathetic
bad?
little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then he's talking too much. They said, first he didn't entertain us. Now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency. It's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were
So
no
true,
consequences
narrator.
for a
I'm
lack
nodding
of
my head so
cohesion in one's
sagely, just
assessment
like
of others.
Pikachu
But of
nodding.
course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, "Oh, there should be a skip button.
Oh.
You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it." And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being.
I mean, you're not
Have
wrong.
we been given to indulging every fleeting whim
I would
for
like some
no
orange
reason
chicken and
other than
fried
to do
rice.
so?
And it is a
Yes.
crime to not be
Yes,
giving this to
it
me.
seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel
This game is
bleakness
doing
inside
such a
ourselves.
good job of
We would
making me wanna
turn
push
look at
this
our
button.
deeper nature and
I
find
do
a
not want to hear
resounding
this ramble,
emptiness
but at the
gazing
same time,
back
I
with
must.
unyielding
I
aggression.
must know.
And
What if he says something,
so because of
something
this,
important?
we require that our amusements and our playthings
Like
and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating
the
that they
secret
consume
treasure
all of our
location.
attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, We have demanded
What if
that our
he says to
entertainment be the
turn
collapse
left
of
at longitude
ourselves.
45,
What a
latitude
pitiful reflection
73,
of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human
extraterrestrial
spirit they project. I'm
24,
not mad.
walk
I'm not
7
mad about any of
paces
this. I'm at peace with
underneath
it.
the
I
peach
am
oak
the
tree.
calm center of
There will
gravity
be
around
a
which these perversions hurl themselves.
tiny
I am a waypoint for
turtle statue,
reasonable
and
and
if you dig
collective
at the base of the
discourse.
turtle
They're
statue,
the ones who are
you will
mad.
find it,
They're
the
the ones
treasure.
who couldn't stand the idea of
And the
me
treasure
using
is
my game to
more
try
tiny
to say
turtle
something.
statues.
Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down.
The
What a
narrator is
sad state
straight
of
having a
affairs.
breakdown.
When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter
A
resentment.
narrator?
And how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words?
Yeah?
To finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they
You'd
were
roll
so
to have a breakdown
discontent
after
with
years of
themselves,
solitude?
They couldn't help
I
but
would
leave
simply-
a negative review on Steam. Perhaps it says far more about them
I would simply-
than it ever said about me.
Couldn't be me.
Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters.
I
and my
would maintain
constitution and
perfect mental
willpower
health
are
if I
so
was put in an
ironclad
isolation chamber
comparison.
for years.
Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet.
I would
through
come
which
out
to
of the
tear
chamber
me
17
down.
years later,
This
and
you
people
can
would be
see
like,
is
"Are you
clearly why they
insane
felt
now?"
the
Just
need
like
to
the Joker
expect
from
that the game
Batman.
be funny,
And I would
that it
say,
be filled with yucks and whimsical humor.
yes,
that it
but not
amused
because
them
of the
endlessly
isolation,
from
because
start
of
to
I was
finish.
already insane when
But
you
they
put me in
didn't
the box.
understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes?
Lockdown has trained me for this. I seriously was playing a game during lockdown called How Long Is It Gonna Take Before I Start Getting Sad About Not Being Able to See People and I Start Feeling Lonely and wanting to hang out with people and stuff?
He's talking too much, they said.
And
First,
that time
he didn't
never
entertain
came.
us, now he won't shut up. It's the
Oh, here we
inconsistency.
go.
It's
He's
the
looped.
lack of accountability.
You doing okay there, bud? Stuff is still moving and changing in the room. I think. The fan is off. Door's still gone, but that used to be farther down that way.
The end is never the
End is never the end is never.
The end is never the end is never
The end is never the end is never the end is never.
end is never the 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 end
Is never the end is never the end is never the end is never. The end is never. The end is never the. Oh, that's what that sound has been. Waiting for the button to come back out. Oh. Well, now. The end is never, the end is never. The ladder's in the way. The end is never, the end is never, the end forever, the end in clever, the embled ever, the smem December. The end is never, the end is yes. Oh, look at that. It's a beautiful day out. Hey, narrator, come check this out. Look at that. There's sunshine and, copper twine and rubble. Clock's still broken. Plant fell over. Wow. Good morning, narrator. Good morning. The birds are chirping, the sky is shining, the sun is warming, the clock is still broken, but the plant has been claimed and is becoming anew. Almost dark again. Plants don't need time. Button back. Can't see any. Clock is still probably broke. Yeah, clock's still broken. Where did our beautiful plants go? How long has it been? It would be a trip if someone came in to fix the clock and then left. They see us there. I imagine when we freeze in time, we're not like... We're still there. We're just standing in place. Clock's still broken, yeah. All right. Dirt. Dirt. Frozen like in the unplugged phone ending. Simply cannot move. Oh, the world is tilted. The button's gone. What about our clock? It's still broken. Can I still push the button? Whoa. Narrator, are you seeing this? This is just like Red Dead Redemption, where you have a horse and you go places. We can go anywhere we want. It's just like Game of Journey, where you're on a journey and there's sand. Whoa. Narrator?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
What could it
Perhaps he
mean?
had simply missed a memo.
That was wild. I kind of forgot we were playing Stanley Parable for a second. I was so immersed in the joys of push button. Oh. New content. Yeah, all right.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
New jump circle? Even better jump circle? We can jump 37 times? New content.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
Nah.
The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
2? Squeakquel?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions.
Stanley Parable.
This is what fans
2,
have truly
just like
been
Pickle
asking
2.
for.
When to get water. Water's so important. Every day I'm taking a sip or a chug of a water.
Calling it the Stanley Parable
Taste
2
the sequel.
is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe. What does it even mean?
Means it's
But
Ultra
the
and
Stanley
Deluxe.
Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term
Just like Pickle
franchising
2.
potential.
Technology, water coolers, brand new filing cabinets, a fancy floor that has branded with the Roman numeral. No more coffee cup messes. Thank you, Nightbot. Simply candlesticks, candle holders. Leather couch that looks so comfortable. Roman numeral because it's two numeral. It's numeral 2 numeral. Time to wake up. I would love to work in this. This looks closer to what? No. I was gonna say this. This looks closer to like what my office's building is like. This is too fancy. This is too stylish. We live in the future. They're back 2 doors. Yeah, we don't have this fancy funky carpet. But like we do have leather couches. New mug. There's so many new mugs. I would love to sit on this couch. Thanks for attending my meeting. 2.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a
2
look at some of the
ferns.
features I've been developing for it.
2 of them.
I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them.
Someone left
It'll
their
all work
laptop
itself
back here.
out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific
Portal
or
2,
logical,
Half-Life 2,
really.
Batman, Arkham Asylum 2, City, Divinity Original Sin 2, Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar, Dark Souls 2, 2. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 2 arms, 2 legs. Coincidence? Who took the red marker? Me. Scrum. Design pitch. Break. Pitch design. Number 2 chat. Is that supposed to be 9 o'clock? They did just write goo on the board. Number 2 chat. Goo. Stanley Parable is the prequel to Stanley Parable 2 is the sequel to Stanley Parable 2. Every pause button is a Roman numeral 2. What? Just the 2 of us. We can make it if we try. Just the 2 of us. Just the 2 of us. Just the 2 of us building castles in the sky. Just the 2 of us. You and I. New features. Let's take a seat. Can we not take a seat? Can we not get on the Eurobus? No giving French fries or cotton candy to a wizard. Whoa. How much
Here we
money
are.
did they
Go
spend on
Try out
this?
some of the new features.
Merch? I saw the new content. So much money. This is literally a convention center. In fact, this feels a lot like... No.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as
Jumps.
well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all
No.
your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
No.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
No. How do I scan a... Where's that QR code? That one? Does it bring you to the actual merch store? Is this gonna hack my phone? StanleyParable2.com. A sequel, huh? That's new.
No!
Save Jim. Button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Oh, that's new. Can I push it?
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want?
Buttons.
And of course, the first and most obvious
Go,
answer
go,
is
go.
that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people.
I'm gonna play it.
So with that in mind,
I'm gonna play it.
my first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the...
Wait.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
Well, hey now.
But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim
All
to
right, let me
really
get into
simulate
character.
the full experience of this feature.
I'm
Just
Jim.
play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I am
I
Jim.
want you to imagine yourself living as Jim.
I'm living as Jim.
Sleeping and waking as Jim.
I'm sleeping and waking
falling
as Jim.
in love and being heartbroken as Jim.
I'm falling in love and being
Seizing
heartbroken
all
as
the
Jim.
world's possibilities as Jim.
Every possibility
and as
has been
Jim,
seized by
watching
me,
your
Jim.
dreams crumble into dust.
Whoa.
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
I'm Jim.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Boy, the button that says the name of the player that is playing the game, try it here. I, Jim, would love to push this button and have a good time pushing this button that will say my name. I'm Jim.
Jim.
Whoa, it said my name. How did it know
You
that?
See? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you!
The button described
Button
you.
described you.
That's
Do it again,
me.
do it again.
I would love to be watching Jim
It's
stream.
even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2,
I'm
it
really
would
good
still
at
be
having
worth the
different
money.
names that aren't my
Let's
name
take
and
a
then being
break
called
from
by
the
those
Jim button.
names.
I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim.
It's
I'm
me.
putting the Jim button away.
I'm Jim.
Otherwise,
No, no, no,
soon you'll
no,
start
no,
to
no,
lose
no,
all
no,
sense of
no, no,
who
no, no,
you
no.
actually are.
No.
Jim.
Jim. Jim. Jim. Bring it back. Please, Jim. This is terrible. That's so mean. Jim. Does that say dev team? Is that the dev team login? Can we get in there? I want to be Jim. Jim. Everyone's got one. This really just makes me want to go to an anime
I
convention,
suppose
I
I
think.
could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't
Oh.
it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Epilogue. Easy achievements. Infinite hole. Oh, I want to go in the infinite hole. Settings world champion. Adjusting all the sliders to be every value they can be.
This
I'm clicking them all. Easier on controller, apparently. We did it. We got settings world champion. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Okay, there we go. I was like, do I have to reset the game?
Aha! I can see you've
Great
gotten
job, you
the
did it.
Settings World Champion achievement. Well done. You've experienced every setting, traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen. So, just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm
the
including
champion
an entirely new setting,
of setting all the
something
sliders.
called bumpscosity. What exactly is
Bumpscosity?
bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I just know that you'll be able to adjust it
They will
on
never
some
set
sort of
the setting
slider,
sliders to
and
every
that
possible
it'll be
setting.
available from the settings menu. We'll sort the rest of the details out later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
I'm so excited for bumpscosity. Oh, I need to turn that back off. Hold on. There we go. There we go. That's beautiful. Let's get our free achievement. We gotta check the collectibles. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement, no more steps.
Now here's something special.
Love the
You
bucket,
remember
don't miss that.
broken test achievement that
I will
got
not
left
jump
in
into the
game
hole
on
until I've
accident?
seen everything
Well, I'm
else.
developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now,
Hey.
the achievement is still fully broken.
Give
I'm
it.
not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have
We
been
can fix this.
uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you.
Gamers.
And I promise it
That's
will
us,
happen.
we're gamers. The hole is at the end of the area, you can do that whenever. Oh. I guess they didn't have enough budget to make it infinite yet. Keep my eye out for,
No!
Broom
What
Closet
else?
2.
What
Oh, it
other
is
exhibits
infinite.
Haven't we seen yet?
Well, we haven't gotten our collectibles. Can you find them? You can find them.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching
I'm
a
gonna
number
collect
go
that.
up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
That? Oh. Hello? We got it! Can we get him? Can we? I guess we got one.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Let's see. We did jump circle, free achievement, button that says the name, merch, settings world champion, reassurance bucket, B2, that's basement. No screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration,
Oh.
like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
No.
Happy 12th birthday, stepniece,
No.
it is.
Cheating. Cheating and mean to me. Get Well Someday is such a good balloon. You could give it to anybody for any occasion. This game is rigged. This game is hacks. This game is cheating and means to me.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my
Please.
decision. We're moving on.
Narrator, I will strangulator you with mine own two hands. Thought I was always gonna pick. Oh, did you pick the Stepney? So it's just the opposite. Oh, cruel. No matter what you choose, you lose. No matter what you lose, you choose. I want to get the bucket. I'm gonna look at this map again. It's so funny. It's so mean. Infinite Hole is... B2 is by 3. 3 was office decorations. We haven't seen that yet. So we want to go left towards the hole and then... Wait. No, we need to go by merch. Oh, the balloons was office decoration. Okay. You heard Jim in the game. We did. Oh, here's Bucket. How did I miss the giant banner that says new feature reassurance bucket? I would like to see the bucket, please.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was
Just pick it
confusing
up.
and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease
Big
will fill
bucket
your
stand.
mind and your
There's the
heart.
bucket.
It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
Want the bucket.
You may even come to long for the gentle embrace
I
of
want the
jarring
bucket.
cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient
I want the
solution
bucket.
for me than actually redesigning the game to be
Give me
less
the bucket, give me 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 the bucket.
That would be. Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give
Yes.
it a try.
I've got it, I've got it, I've got it, I've got it.
Can you feel it?
I can.
The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And
Bucket,
in
my
fact,
buckloved.
Can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on.
The bucket
don't
is
they?
so
All
good.
this and more await you in the Stanley Parable too.
Can I... We're taking this bucket. We're never letting go of this bucket. This bucket is staying with us forever and ever and ever and ever.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't
It
already.
really... You get to keep bucket? Yes. Bucket, you ready to go in a hole? You ready to jump in hole and go in hole and have a whole time? The holy moly, how deep can we dig? Concrete contemplations, plain reinforced, pre-stressed, precast, lightweight bag of C, smart polymer. Purplebus. Time and depth. Time like infinity, distant future. Hole like infinity, falling. Space like infinity, distant, space-time, distant, past. That's a hole. I know it. I know it from hole. Did you know there's a hole emoji? Did you know there's just like an emoji on the keyboard for hole? Who uses that? What is that there for?
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in
Hole.
a video game. This is, in fact,
A hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end
Hole.
of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
I think this has been done before. I think games have had a bottomless pit before.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so.
Look at us go.
Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
It's fine. It's fine to
Okay,
fall in a
Stanley,
hole.
I don't know quite how to say
This
this.
is actually my
tactfully,
ideal
but
situation.
It's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole.
It's
Is it a very,
fine.
very
It's so
deep hole?
fine to be in a
To be
hole.
certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely
I
philosophical
think
in
infinite
nature.
means it
It's
goes
more of a-
forever.
Okay, well, good for you. You found the
This
bottom
is
of the
disappointing,
hole.
narrator. You
found me
can't
out,
even make a
Stanley.
hole that
I'm a
goes all
liar
the
and
way
a cheat, and
down.
you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely?
Me?
I
There's
figured
a
the
lot
hole
of
was
cigarette
as deep
butts
as
down
anyone
here.
would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this
There should be some
behind
coins.
us
There
and
really
agree
should.
to
There should be
just
like
call the hole
50 pennies down here.
mostly infinite?
And a nickel
If that
and
works
a
for
couple
you,
dimes
then
and
go
maybe a
ahead
quarter.
and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
It's a good hole, I think. Bucket, you like this hole? Bucket says, yes, I love this hole. I love to be in the hole. Every day I am going in holes and having a good time in them. Love you, Bucket. Love you, Bucket. Alright, G.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
You're so smart, Bucket. That's so you're so funny, Bucket. Mostly infinite hole. Okay. Have we seen them all? You should go back to the map and check if there's anything you haven't seen yet. Smart, Bucket. Let's do that. Just keeps going. Hole, depth, borehole, space, science, infinity, more, falling. You're the first person who hasn't instantly went back into the hole. Can we do that? Can we go back in the hole? Hold on. Hold on, hold on. Hold on, but spelled H-O-L-E apostrophe D space O-N. I want to fall again. Hold on. Whee!
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much.
I love holes.
Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter
Wait, it
to you
is.
this time? I couldn't help but feel like
Hold on,
spent
did
a
you
little
cheat?
less
Did you
time
make it
in there
shorter?
than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole. I didn't think it was that
Get
not
hold on,
infinite.
hold my beloved.
Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
I've never had enough of the hole.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have
I've
guessed?
never had
Go
enough of
back
this
in the
hole.
hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay.
Are we
I'm
actively
starting
making
to
it
become
shorter?
extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less
If we keep
and
doing
less
this, will the hole be
I
filled?
suspect that I'm starting
we
to
fill
hit the
hole?
point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep. even by the lax overall standards for accountability
This
and
is a
marketing.
little
What's going
unnerving.
on here?
You said it, Bucket.
Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, there
Oh,
it is. The shame of my... How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this
hole.
scratching the itch.
take hold
Oh,
atop a highest
Who am I
mountain.
to judge?
Jump in hole.
You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Uh-oh.
Is the, teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I
Uh-oh.
really don't have an explanation. Still nothing? Well, I suppose...
Oh, no.
I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out.
What?
Goodbye, Stanley.
Hello?
You couldn't bear to be away from the hole.
Excuse
and now
me?
you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else.
I'm okay with this.
Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole...
We get to be with hole with bucket. This is nice. Win-win, yeah. Are we actually stuck in here? If we had a jump left, because we have jumped out? We press every button on the keyboard? Oh? This isn't the jump circle, it's a circle. Goodbye. So long. Farewell. Spaced cowboy. Goodbye, sky. Hello? Whoa. I love how our bucket is still there. Yo. This is so dramatic. Change your perception? Oh. Whatever this is, I fucking love it. Change your reality? Whoa, holy shit. I love Hole. Oh, puppies? Yeah, narrator is missing out. Now this is extra content. Space. Ooh. Change yourself? That's me. Hello? Hello?
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley?
Oh, no.
Oh, good, you're awake.
It
seems you
I
had
wasn't
sort
done
of
in the
dozed
hole.
off there.
Please,
drifting away
put
into
me back.
dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley. because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide
Please,
awake for
put me
every
back in the hole,
second
put me
of it.
back in the hole.
You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole.
Cruel
and I'm
to
looking
me.
forward to all of them.
Put me back
Stay
in the
alert,
hole.
Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
I want to change myself. Thank you, Nightbot. That was amazing. I want to go back. I want to be back in the hole. Bucket, can we go again?
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Have we done them all? We did the jump circle. We did this map. We got our free achievement. We set the button. We saw the merch. We, World Champion, Bucket, Office Decorations, Epilogue, Collectibles, Hole. E is exit. Where is... Across from Collectibles. So if we head right and up, that's the exit. But I think it's blocked off. Or it's up these stairs. We gotta go around. Can we go back in the hole? I want to see what other me's we can be. I want to see what other realities we can exist. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Banned? Banished? Forbidden from hole? This is the worst crime I've ever been committed at. This is the worst, mean, terrible that's ever been done to me. This is the biggest attack against me personally, against my character, against the hole. I want to be in a hole. A hole is a round that goes into the earth, and I want to be inside of it. I want to be in there. Terrible. Terrible. Bucket, this is terrible. Come on, Bucket, let's go.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
What's this?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
really like the
yes,
whole-
I know it's not exactly clear yet how
The video on the
exactly these
QR code
features
is
will
pretty
come
good.
together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul.
Was that the
It's
same
going
QR
to
code that was
work.
on the merch
There's
shop?
definitely a good game in there
'Cause I
somewhere.
can put that on
Say,
screen.
Let's do an experiment.
Oh.
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres.
Hold on. What website was that? I can't get StanleyParable2.com. There we go. The Stanley Parable sequels and you.
Say there, Timmy. What's that you're enjoying? Why, it's breakfast, of course.
Ooh, I would
Everyone
love to eat
loves
some eggs
breakfast.
right now.
But did you know that breakfast is getting a sequel?
Oh.
That's right. It's called Lunch.
Ooh.
And critics are raving that Lunch will be everything breakfast was and more. With a little luck, we may even get a trilogy series out of it.
Dinner?
Say, you know what a sequel is, don't you, Timmy? Why, sequels are the world's way of clinging helplessly to the past. We all want more of the things we love, and we're
Breakfast.
all afraid of
Two.
change, which is what
Slam
makes
breakfast on
sequels
the
so
ground.
popular.
My omelet
New ideas are
in
dangerous to
shambles.
me, and they can lead to early aging. This eager-minded young thinker is just 29 years old.
What?
That's why we have sequels, to keep us couched in the familiar and the comfortable. Sequels are the bedrock of a healthy, functional society. And if you look around you, you'll find them everywhere you go. For instance, this man is developing a sequel to the automobile, which we'll call the vertical automobile.
Whoa.
It's a useless, impractical invention.
The ARPA
And in
lane.
2 days' time, the man will be publicly stoned to death for his crimes against gravity.
Dang.
Not all sequels are heretical nonsense, however. Here's the man who invented breathing, which is the sequel to suffocating and dying a slow death.
I gotta get some of that.
Even your parents are getting a sequel, Timmy. Their names are Rob and Jessica, and they'll be taking care of you once your original parents are sent back in time to fight a secret war for the government.
Hello?
Sequels can be very fashionable. This young woman is wearing 5 shirts at once,
Whoa.
which is the sequel to wearing 4 shirts at once. Look at Becky over there, wearing only 2 shirts at once.
Get it
Get with the
together,
times, Becky. In fact, there is only one single thing in the world that isn't a sequel. It's this.
What?
We don't know what it is or why it exists, but it's the prequel from which all sequels are derived. And just like everything else, the Stanley Parable is getting a sequel too. We all know, of course, that it was your favorite game as a child. Don't you remember those long, lazy afternoons you spent playing the Stanley Parable? Watching your precious youth fritter away hour after hour. We've all wasted our childhoods in one way or another, and you were fortunate enough
My
to get to
childhood was
waste
spent
yours on the
exactly
Stanley Parable. But the Stanley Parable came out years ago,
Equal
and you're
side-
not a
equal
child
parts
anymore.
outside in the woods
You're a
without
man,
parental
which is
supervision,
like the sequel
and
to a
online
child. And as a
in the
man, you
woods
want
without
manly
parental
things
supervision.
like taxes and cheating at baseball. You need a man's video game, Timmy. And that's why the Stanley Parable 2 will be perfect for you. It's as manly as video games can get.
Holy shit.
And if you don't
Timmy.
believe me, let's look at the burly hunk of a man who's responsible for the game. Here he is, hard at work. His name is Gregory 8-Pack, and he's the cutting picture of raw, virile masculinity. Gregory is what we call the ideas guy, and he has the most important role on the team. The ideas guy tirelessly comes up with interesting concepts
How
and then
long is
hands them
this
off to the
video?
rest of the developers
10
for the
minutes?
relatively simple job of turning those concepts into reality. For example, he's the one who picked up the phone and declared, "Someone ought to make a sequel to
I'm
the
learning
Stanley
so
Parable."
much, though, is the thing.
Good work, Gregory. Go ahead and take the rest of the day off. With the hard part out of the way, work on the game can now begin. The game's developers must
we-
answer a simple question. What makes a sequel in the first place? Well, it's simple. Sequels are an opportunity to correct the mistakes
There we
of their
go.
predecessors. We've all made mistakes, and we've all caused harm to someone
I
we
can't do that.
love
Hold
in
on.
order to cover up our mistakes. When developing this particular sequel, it's important to start by thinking, what mistakes did the original Stanley Parable make? Well, first off, most of the pornography in the
we
original
go.
game was stolen or pirated, and it's time we paid the licensing fees fair and square. Second, the Stanley Parable was catastrophic
this
for
for
this
too many
man named
sources of audio
Leroy,
at once?
whose personal information, including
you
home
able to
address,
process all of
social
them at the
security
same
number,
time?
and bank information, were all
the
displayed
Stanley
prominently
Parable
in multiple
2.
locations throughout the game. Although Leroy's money and identity
That's
were
so many
stolen,
hold
the
on.
fact remains that his personal information
Can we
was
hear
the
me out
emotional
here?
core of the game, and absolutely vital to a nuanced understanding of the story. As reparation for the harm we caused him, the sequel will contain a brief and insincere apology to Leroy, tucked deep within the game where it will be difficult to find. Finally, the Stanley Parable made the mistake of leaking too many government secrets about the nature of the Time Wars. Without these intricate details of specific military tactics, the story is likely to make very little sense, but we've decided to remove them from the sequel in the interest of helping the state's efforts. We'll get to you yet, Time Dracula.
Time
Now
Dracula?
then, it's time to set about constructing the Stanley Parable 2. Game development is a difficult and complex art, one which can only be fully
Speak
understood
of
by this race of
Draculas.
hyper-intelligent child soldiers bred in
Have you
laboratories.
ever heard about
They begin by studying the
Dracula
original
Daily?
Stanley Parable. Here it is in its raw, untouched
you
form,
go to a
a specimen
website
of
and give them
technological
your
perfection,
email address,
timed to exploited for
and
profit.
every
We begin by adding jokes.
couple
The Stanley
days
Parable was
they
once widely
email
known for its
you
stark lack of humor, bucking
part
all
of the
conventional industry
Dracula
wisdom.
novel
It was a bold artist statement
that
that its
happened
developers
on
stood
that
firmly
day.
behind. But in 2022, it's impossible to reach even a single consumer of video games without jokes of some kind. So
Please
very well,
be
jokes it'll
subscribing
be.
to
During its
Dracula
development,
Daily.
over
It's so
500
good.
kiloliters of comedy will be funneled directly into the core of the Stanley Parable 2, creating jobs for hundreds of machine operators and producing 30,000 tons of
I
pollutant
love
chemical
this man
byproducts, which
gets
will be pumped directly into
fascinated
local
by
lakes, rivers, and
paprika
beautiful
and
nature reserves
also
like
afraid
these
of
all over the
paprika,
country.
and
Another
everybody
common
is
complaint of the Stanley
like,
Parable is that there wasn't enough
"Please,
gameplay, and so for the
sir, do
sequel,
not
its
die."
developers have gone to
And
great
he's
lengths
like,
to fix
"I'm
this
not going
problem.
to die,
Here we
I'm
can see
just going
gameplay
to
being
see
printed
my
on the
good,
sheets.
good
Every
friend
video game contains as many as
Dracula
1,000
talk
sheets of
about
gameplay,
business.
and several of the largest games ever made contain close to 1,500. On mobile devices, the gameplay sheets have to be printed smaller. For the Stanley Parable 2, as many as 35 5 new gameplay sheets are being printed, each of which must be delicately massaged by the hands of a child before being added into the game.
Why are they
This man is stealing
massaged?
gameplay sheets from the factory, which he likely intends to use for a personal project he's been developing in his spare time. A good public stoning will cure him of that inclination. Let's check on Gregory real quick. Ha! Still recovering from a hard day's work. Don't you move a muscle. Next up, it's time to blackmail the press. In a competitive market, blackmailing your local journalist can be one of the most effective methods of creating word-of-mouth buzz for your sequel. In fact, blackmail is the currency of social progress. From your neighborhood grocer to the teacher at your school to the man who helps you steal HBO, everyone responds to blackmail. And if you've never done it before, it's easy to practice at home on your friends and family. Simply follow the instructional pamphlet that your teacher hands out after the end of the film. And finally, there's one last tool at our disposal for making the sequel feel fresh and exciting, and that's packaging the game with collector's edition merchandise. If you order the Stanley Parable 2, you'll receive this cow's egg. A single egg will produce over 1,000 cows, which are, of course, the sequel to pigs. And there you have it, everything there is to know about producing the Stanley Parable 2. Of course, you may know that there is also a game titled The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. So which game is the true sequel to the Stanley Parable? It's an excellent question, Billy, one which the child soldiers have been working round the clock to come up with an answer to. And after many weeks of diligent research, the conclusion they've reached is, who gives a shit? All that matters is that it's more content for you to cram down your insatiable gullet. You don't want thoughtful and nuanced answers to complex questions, Billy. You just want to eat bubblegum and cheated hopscotch. So get out there and consume. Do your civic duty and bully your parents into buying you every version of the Stanley Parable 2 on every platform. Tell your friends to bully their parents as well. It's through community efforts like these that the world comes together, in harmony and connection. And it's only through this connection that we'll defeat Time Dracula once and for all. Don't let the time-traveling vampires win. Buy the Stanley Parable 2 and pledge to support all sequels for today, tomorrow, and into the great unknowable beyond.
Billy was 3 years old? Billy? That was extremely knowledge increasing. I don't remember the word for when you learn a thing. Informative. It was informative. There's time vampires? Vamp-timers? Time-pyres? Is this Stanley sequel 2 real? I thought it was a haha funny joke, but now I'm not even...
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind.
It's called Big Thinky Go Up. That's exactly what it is. Well, there's epilogue. Oh.
Okay, yes. Yes, this is
I got scared because I saw Bucket on stage and I thought we lost Bucket, but no, we're good. We're still holding Bucket. Oh. Well, Hole is here. I like that. 2 holes.
This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
The hole is in the jump circle.
More than anything to create
if that was the case, we could have jumped out of Hole.
All the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold
like something
and
that says Stanley Parable
conviction,
Ultra
this is the Stanley
Deluxe.
Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Let's see it. Oh, shit. What happens if I click quit to desktop?
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
We've heard this. Oh, man.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I
What could it
wanted
mean?
get
Stanley
well
decided
someday.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So now I'm curious. Bucket!
Stanley picked up the
We
bucket.
got our bucket!
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to
Balloon
the bucket's
coworker?
touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
The bucket is so magical. So, like, have we done it?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him,
The
telling
bucket
him
knows.
that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
I love that we get to keep the bucket. I love the bucket so
And
much.
here
I
it
really
was.
want to find
Had
the hole.
bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left,
to go back to the meeting room.
We don't want that.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Well, from here, it looks like the only way forward is down, since the lift won't be coming back, but that's okay. You've got a bucket.
Yeah, we've got a bucket.
Did you know that buckets are routinely used as cushioning devices? It's true.
I think that's a thing you could
can
do in
fall on a bucket
Minecraft, is
from
if you have a
literally
bucket
any
and you
height
fill the bucket
and
with water
survive.
and then you fall and then you drop the water, then you don't die it. Yeah, right? That's not Bucket's voice.
I'm serious, Stanley. Jump.
I'm
Jump
serious.
with the
I don't even
bucket.
remember
I
Bucket's
promise
voice.
you'll
I'm
live.
serious, Stanley.
I extra
Jump.
double promise that you can land. Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Bucket. We need to see our beautiful wife. We need to show the bucket.
Stanley had never seen the office this
Bucket?
brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was.
Bucket?
He hoped very much that it was.
They took the bucket from us. Hello? Oh no, we're good. Bucket's here. I got scared. I got
Stanley
so
lifted the
scared.
bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort
I was
rushed
so
over him.
scared, and now we have Bucket back. It's fine.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly
We
to his
need to go
chest.
show
This
Bucket
was
to our
not
beautiful
the correct
mannequin
way
wife.
to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was.
The
Had
bucket was right. This
turned
place
out to
is
be
beautiful.
correct?
It's wonderful.
Was this better than the meeting room? No, never mind.
It is better than the
Bucket
meeting room.
was wrong.
Come on, Bucket.
Stanley took the door on
I'm gonna
his
show you
left
my cool
to go
house.
back to the meeting room,
We go this way? We go this way.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere
over
else.
here.
The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Good, said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Yeah?
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the
forget.
bucket had spoken.
This
to
might
him,
be a different way.
and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Danger everywhere. Could be one. Oh.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign
What?
right there. It says,
What?
no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket
Let me
here?
in.
Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and
What
what
do you
isn't
mean
a
no
bucket?
buckets
I suppose
allowed?
that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true,
Let me
well,
have the
my
bucket.
goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire
Bucket,
rest
please.
of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
Oh,
Please, step in here for a moment.
um. Hello? Oh. We're gonna learn a knowledge.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios,
Okay.
and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
All right.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything
I'm
we'll
so good
ever
at
need to know
identifying
about
buckets.
what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a
I
hologram
knew it.
of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Uh-huh. What about this one?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket.
I think a
not
3D
an
printed
actual bucket.
recreation of a bucket could be used as a bucket and therefore counts as a bucket, though, probably.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a
Oh,
bucket.
that's a bucket. Whoa.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Definitely. Wait.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth.
But you can fill
I thought
it.
This was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible.
It could be a bucket. It could be a
Let's
bucket.
just
That could be a
move
bucket.
on to the next one.
I could make that work. We can make it work. It could be a bucket. We can make it a bucket.
Is this a bucket?
Kind of bucket. Yeah, see, I told you.
Correct. This is a bucket.
It's a bucket.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Yeah.
Trick question. Both.
Wait, both?
Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Huh?
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here.
It's
and I don't appreciate
invisible
the
bucket.
implication that nothing is a bucket.
Nothing is a
when
bucket.
We both clearly know that a bucket is something.
Everything
and
is a bucket,
therefore
nothing is a bucket.
could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing?
Yeah.
Answer me straight, Stanley.
Yeah.
Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yeah.
You know what?
Buckets
I'm
aren't
too
real.
confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective.
Buckets are the
What
realest
is
thing in
a
the world
bucket?
and
What
also the
isn't a
fakest thing in the
bucket?
world
Mere
and also
moments
the
ago,
realest
I could
thing in the
answer these
world.
questions with confidence. And yet now
A
I'm
bucket is a
somewhat
tube
adrift.
that doesn't go all the way
Do any
through.
of us know what a bucket is?
A bucket is a cylinder,
Am
but the
I
top is missing.
A bucket.
A bucket is a cup without a handle.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to
A
begin
bucket
with.
is
I'm
a
afraid
cup,
the
but the
bucket
handle
threatening
is
to tear our
different.
relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the
A
game
bucket is a
entirely.
bouquet, but
Okay.
spelled
Here we go.
exactly the same.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear?
It's because you got rid of all
was
buckets.
everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket
You might be a
after
bucket.
all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
Pretty sure I'm a
This is
bucket.
wonderful news. We're not buckets.
Bouquet,
Yes,
bucket.
I
Yeah.
actually feel much more at
Bucket,
ease
bucket.
right now.
That's a bucket.
It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
You're gonna have to bring back
So,
buckets.
tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets.
Yes.
Okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person?
It would
All right,
enlighten them.
here we
They would
go.
be so much smarter and braver once they knew that everything bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt
I love
away
bucket.
as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley
I look at
clutched
the
the
bucket.
bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but
Bucket,
Stanley
my
had
bucket,
felt the
loved.
bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Bucket, my beloved
And
bucket.
here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I do want to show the bucket the broom closet.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
We'll go over
the
here.
cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top.
We're
There's
gonna ride
something
this
up
lift.
there I
We're
need
gonna
you
do
to
bucket
do.
stuff.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk.
Buckets
But
absolutely
Stanley
can
chose
talk.
not to
We
think
know about
about
this.
obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I would always follow your advice, bucket. Did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending
In
was my
here,
favorite.
said
I
the bucket.
did get
Go
the broom
into this
closet
dark
ending. It's
room
my
over here.
favorite.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Let's go. Let's go, bucket. Let's go, bucket. Is this the Felitone room? It is. Okay.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Let's go, bucket. I want you to meet my beautiful wife.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket
Where's our
because I
bucket?
thought he was lonely and could use a friend.
Where's our bucket?
And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Where's the bucket? I need the bucket. Please, the bucket. Aloha from the Freedom ending. How do we get that? Bucket? Bucket! Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Oh god, I don't remember what the bucket's voice was.
Press F.
Oh, there we go.
Press F to take me to work with you.
I would love to take you to work with me, Bucket.
The Stanley
Oh,
Parable
Bucket, where'd
Reassurance
you go?
Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting
There's
glow
our
of
bucket.
companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
It's so important.
Press G to take me back home with you.
Absolutely, Bucket. I would love to do that. Bucket.
Lately, I've been concerned
Bucket.
about him. Wouldn't you be concerned
Bucket.
as well? To see him delusional like this,
Bucket.
obsessing over an
Bucket.
inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Press G to go back to work.
Absolutely, Bucket. Whatever you say, Bucket. Bucket.
Oh, I'll try anyway.
Bucket. Bucket.
Stanley,
Bucket. Bucket.
can you hear me? Listen
Bucket.
to me.
Bucket.
It's just a bucket.
I need it. The
It
bucket.
can't think.
Where's the bucket?
It can't talk.
Where's the
All
bucket?
it would ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different
Bucket?
location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Bucket. Bucket.
Don't listen to the loud man. Press 0 or O for us to go back home.
Absolutely, Bucket. Whatever you say, Bucket. Bucket.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of
I
metal.
really want to know what this says. I like something. I just might be it definitely says my bucket.
Press C to ignore everyone in your life except for me.
I will do everything you ever say, Bucket. Bucket.
It's
Bucket.
sad.
Bucket.
I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on,
Bucket.
he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket.
Bucket.
Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Bucket.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press F to go back home.
Yes, Bucket. Bucket.
Yes, I
Bucket.
suppose on closer
Bucket.
inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid.
Does it say
Like
I
it would
like
be
my
better
coffee
at
the way
moving
I
an
like my
amount of
bucket?
water from one room to another.
Press Q to relive the same day with me over and over.
You got it, Bucket.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's
Bucket.
a bucket. It's literally just a bucket.
I love my bucket.
Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
It's so important.
Press I to go home to work to home to work to home.
We're home.
Oh no. I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this
This is
would be
fine.
less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Bucket knows everything.
Stanley, give me the bucket.
No.
Give it to me.
No.
Give me the bucket,
No.
Stanley. I need it.
My
Give it
bucket.
to me now. Give it
Close
or
your
I'll...
eyes.
Bucket?
Go back to work, Stanley.
Bucket? Bucket?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Bucket.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Everything is okay now that we have Bucket.
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage
Welcome to the whiteboard
Stanley's belief
ending.
in the magic of the bucket.
Dog mode. Hello? What is dog mode? What is dog mode?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was
I'm
simply
curious
the
if we get a
place to
different
be.
bucket ending if we go down
And
the
here
super
it
long
was.
one.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
If
Was
everything
this
is just the
Never
same,
mind.
then
The bucket was wrong. Stanley
can
took
reset
the door
it.
on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I do want to show the bucket the broom closet though. I think on the other side of the meeting room.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where
There we
he'd
go.
find
Check
answers.
this out, Bucket.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
What?
You can feel that, can't you?
What do you
the
mean?
Aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel
That's
it.
what dog mode is.
It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies.
No,
Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in.
we will never
Don't
hand over this
hand
bucket.
over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your
Dog mode, let's
This is
go.
your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. We're getting into name calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet
I would
has
never give
sunk,
up the
that it
bucket.
has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom
I love the
closet
broom
for
closet.
a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends.
How could you say that about the
That your
bucket?
relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same
you
sort
say
of kinship
banal?
towards any inanimate object
Is that
which
not
happened to
pronounced
lay in your
banal?
path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning
barking at
comments.
you, broom closet.
Expand on the wide variety of experiences.
Just
you
kidding,
and
this
the bucket have
narrator is
shared
trying to
together.
turn
Go through each of them.
three
point
good friends
by
against
point.
each other.
Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it. Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion.
Bucket!
Take
Wait,
a hike, broom
but you can't
closet,
call it property
with
of
all your
Stanley 'cause we're
meandering
Jim now.
philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Jim's bucket.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here,
Oh, we get
and
another
I'm going
one?
to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
Bucket!
I feel that it works because the
I kind of wish I had a
is
sticker
also
bucket.
a bucket
sticker.
That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, "Ah, it's a bucket."
It's a bucket.
There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker. You know what? I could take the name calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment.
Don't
and
be
to
mean
be
to the broom
honest,
closet.
I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Bye, narrator. Yeah? Bark. Bark, 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 bark. Narrator is just jealous. Narrator just thinks that
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked
he wish he had
upstairs to
bucket
the
also.
boss's office.
Oh! Collectible!
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines.
I didn't
Remember,
realize there were
no
collectibles here.
reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows
It's
I've
impossible
tried.
to buy.
So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Bark, 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 bark.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself,
We can't be
maybe
crazy, we have a
I am
bucket.
crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but
No,
said
you're
nothing
not
at all.
crazy. You're perfectly
That's strange,
sane.
Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket.
Wait.
It's just a normal, everyday
No, this is my
bucket.
bucket. It says
Someone
property of
else's
Stanley on
bucket,
it.
Perhaps. How did
It's got
I
the
end
bucket
up with
sticker
someone
on it. This
else's
is our
bucket?
bucket. This is my
all
bucket.
terribly wrong. Surely no good
bucket?
would come from this. Who knows what
Come
sorts of
back.
bizarre
Bucket?
hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. Indeed, now he noticed that the rings were repeating. It was, of course, very odd.
Bucket?
Now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad.
truly mad. Where's
Where
my
is it?
bucket?
I must find it.
I must find a bucket.
Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Bucket, where are you?
Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it
Buckets!
truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next.
These aren't our
None
bucket.
of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Where's our bucket?
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
Where are you, Bucket?
He had to find the bucket.
We have to
he
find
had
the bucket.
Return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks.
Why did we do that?
He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from.
Hello?
The real bucket was inside of him all along.
All along.
It was incredibly painful.
Did we
Stanley
swallow the
doubled
bucket?
over in agony and blacked out.
Bucket?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Does she know about buckets?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed,
Oh.
picked up her bucket
She
of
has a bucket
comfort and
too.
security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket.
We have no bucket.
Of course, he'd
L
gone mad.
plus no
ranting
bucket
and raving
plus
about a
ratio
narrator describing all
plus
of his
dead in the
actions and how
street.
everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket.
We did
with
take
him.
our bucket.
Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself. My
Heck
life
yes,
kicks
my life
ass.
kicks
And
ass.
she backflipped all
Holy
the way
shit.
to work.
She's so good at backflipping. Oh, dog mode is off.
All of his co-workers were gone. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
I am looking at the clock. I am looking at it with my eyes. And it has reached the 3-hour mark with when we usually end a stream. And if every single ending has a new bucket version, or at least most of them have a new bucket version, it's probably going to take more than another hour or two to play this game, especially because I keep stopping to stare at boxes and try to read text. So I think what we're going to do for today is we're going to call it here. We're going to call it a night. We're going to call it a day. I'm going to play more of this. Maybe next weekend, maybe the weekend after. I do also want to do a funny playlist ranking stream at some point. But for now, we will do a go to bed. More bucket yes. Like, comment, and subscribe for more bucket content. I will see you all another day, perhaps. But for now, thank you for watching. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you to the lurkers. Thank you to the VOD watchers. Are people online? I don't know who goes on the internet in the middle of the day. Do people do that? There's no shrimps. Maybe we'll just not do a raid today. Maybe we'll just have a good night. A lot of people basically live on the internet. It's true. There are some people who are just like on here at wild times of the day, like 3 in the morning, or like first, like at 9 a.m. How do you awake that early? How do you on the internet? I don't understand it. But we will play more of this game either next weekend or the weekend after. And then Monday, we will continue Golf Story at 7 p.m. Pacific. On Wednesday, we will continue playing Minecraft at 7 p.m. Pacific. There's so many games to play. There's so many ways to slay. There's so many days away. But for now, good night, good night, good night, good night. Good night, good night, good night, good night.